Good morning, Discoverers. Good morning. The energy in this room is fantastic. After the HSC, right? Now it's going to get even more better. We have a truly dynamic, accomplished individual joining us today. Hailing from the coastal town of Tuticorin, she is a 2009 batch I.A.S. officer with over 23 years in government services. She has held various distinctive roles such as District Revenue Officer, Special Officer in CM Cell, and the impactful role, the District Collector of Nilgiris District, where she championed environmental protection and governance. She recently served as the Managing Director of TN Skill Development Corporation, presiding the transformative Nal Mudalvan program, empowering the youth of TN with industry-ready skills. Her leadership has been recognized with various prestigious awards like National Leadership Award, State Green Award, the Best Practices Award for Good Governance. She now serves as the Commissioner of Technical Education, shaping the future of learning in Tamilnadu. She is always guided by a principle, be the change you want to see. Discoverers, let's put your hands together to welcome the distinguished I.A.S. officers, Mr. Innathan Divya.
Good morning, dear Toastmasters, esteemed guests here. Warm greetings to all of you. Thank you so much for inviting me to this annual conference of the Toastmasters. I'm here to speak about a very critical topic, that is leadership communication. I think all of you believe in the power of communication, but we bureaucrats are not taught any lessons on communication. Very importantly, we are the cutting edge. We are the bridge between the policy makers and the public who consume the policy. But sadly, we are not given any lessons on communication. We learn it. We learn it the hard way. So I'm happy to be here in this conference where I can see so many clubs here. When I had a discussion with Mr. Mohanakrishnan in my office and learnt about the Toastmasters Club, I was really very happy to see that this form of a community where there are structured initiatives for improving communication skills. I would like to take these lessons back and implement it in the department that I'm currently leading. Thank you. So here as a child, I was a very shy and a very coy person, somebody who would easily fit into any crowd, somebody who wanted to be very invisible, agreeing with every opinion in the room, and sort of being content with being in the crowd. But the aspirations inside were quite different. I clearly remember an incident when I was, I think, in the 6th grade. I was part of the NSS group, and there was an activity where we had to go and visit orphanages and old age homes. And that particular day, when I visited an orphanage, the cruel truth struck me then that there could be children without parents. Till then, I was completely unaware of that fact. And to see that really broke me inside. And I came home in tears, and I was inconsolable. Nobody could console me. The whole evening I was crying. My grandfather, who was a mentor figure to me, he came and he told me, look, there's no point in crying. Why are you crying? You have to, when you grow up, you have to be in a position where you can change things, where you can do something, where you can be effective. If you need to help people, you need to be in a power of position, in a position of power. So that's when this aspiration, this ambition really crept into me, that I had to become something. I had to do something with my life. I can't be content being part of the crowd. And deep inside me was this empathy for people, that, you have to, if you see something wrong going on, or if you see somebody suffering, you have to do something about it. And what do you do? So this was something that kept driving me, and soon after I completed my graduation, I attempted the first time the civil service, state civil services in 1998. We wrote the exam in 1998. And I got in. The first attempt I got in. But then the call for the interview came. And that was when I knew that I didn't have a real personality of my own. I was used to accepting, agreeing to people's opinions. I was brought up in a firm foundation of values. My parents held on to their values very firmly. I chose carefully my friends. I had one or two friends, not many. I chose them carefully because I didn't want to disagree. I didn't want any conflict situation. So then when I was forced to, face the interview board, I had to have very strong opinions for myself. At that point, I realized, look, this is not the way I have to be. I have to have a real personality. I have to develop my own personality. I have to stand up no matter what. So that started the process. And when you are leading a team, the first 10 years of my career, from 2001 when I joined services, the state civil services, I was appointed as the revenue divisional officer of a large division, Tirupur. I think many of you would be aware of. It was then a division, part of the Coimbatore district. Now it is a district by itself. There were many problems there. As an RDO, you have to solve law and order problems. You have to solve basic amenity problems for the people. You need to visit villages. And then you are the anchor, you're the executive magistrate for the entire division. So there you are supposed to lead a team, but you are reporting to the district collector. So he sets the vision for the district. You just follow that vision, and you have a set rules, set policies, GOs, government orders, regulations to follow, and just get the team to follow that. That's all. That's pretty much what I had to do. That itself was a challenge because, in different levels of governance, the amount of corruption that has crept in, it's really too hard, to get people to orient them to a vision that the collector has set for the district. That itself was a hard task. But then I could use a very important tool, that is fear. Because I had power, I had the disciplinary powers, I could suspend people, I could take disciplinary action against them, I could frame charges, and that worked. That worked, and I was very happy. The next 5-6 years of my career, anywhere I just used to go, I used to inspect a Nanganwadi, a hospital. If the doctor wasn't there, frame charges, issue show cause notices, call for explanation. I was very happy doing that job. Till 2011, I took charge as Special Officer, Chief Minister's Cell, Special Cell. Madam Jayalalitha was then the Chief Minister. I was also her Deputy Secretary in the Chief Minister's office. And there I was leading a modest team, not a very large team, but a modest team. And every day we had scores of people visiting the Chief Minister's office with those in their hand, with grievance petitions. And it was just like any other office, any other setup where people just got the petitions. There were people who routinely dealt with them. They used to look at those petitions and then forward them to the officers, to the districts or to the departments for them to take action. And I was never satisfied with the work that I did because, usually when the Chief Minister, when there's a change in leadership, when the Chief Minister changes, there are large number of petitions pour in. Because last 5 years, whatever was not redressed, the next 5 years, they imagine or they believe that it will be redressed. And every day I used to get personal visitors also, people just standing in queues from all over the state. Imagine taking a bus or a train from anywhere in the state, right from Kanyakumari to Chayar in the north, coming and standing at the Chief Minister's office, waiting to just hear them out, give them a patient hearing and solve their grievances. But this team I had was very, very routine. They just used to take the petitions, they used to not even talk to them, not even hear them out. So then I realized that here fear does not work because they're doing their work. This is what they're supposed to be doing. But why are they doing what they're doing? I wanted them to see something beyond this work, beyond what they're supposed to be doing. That there is a life behind every petition that the person brings. Of course, there are people, petition mongers. Of course, there are people who are just giving out petitions for nuisance sake. But how do you distinguish the actual, grievance petitioners vis-a-vis the others? And everything can't be dealt in the same routine manner at all. So each one has something behind it. That petition, that paper that they are holding has a voice behind it. I wanted this team to see that. So that is when I started talking to, we hired 33 counselors, people who had done MA psychology and social work. We hired them because we wanted a new team and we wanted to bring in a new culture in that organization. 5 years I was there. Then we had certain protocols set. We brought in certain protocols, and I actually spoke to, till that time, for 10 years before that, I just managed with fear. I never spoke to my team. I never told them that this is what I expect. My memos did that. But now I realized the importance of communicating what I need as a leader, what kind of vision I was seeing. I started talking to them. I started talking to them one-to-one as a team. Whenever I found the time I used to sit with them and talk to them. I said, look, if you have a problem, I wanted them to see empathy in every petition. If you have a problem and if you go and step into the offices of a senior official, you want to get heard, at least get them to sit down. Look into their eyes and listen to their grievance. Give them a patient hearing. Even if you're not able to solve their problem, the fact that you've given them a patient hearing, that itself soothes the heart a bit. So I told them that. And then there was a change. There was a change. I could see a visible change in these people. And now that has set a culture. 5 years I was there, I've left there. It's been 10 years now since I left that organization. I still go back. I'm happy to see that those people are still inspired to keep doing that work. And then as District Collector Nilgiris, I made some good decisions, I made some bad decisions also. One bad decision clearly was when the floods were there in 2019, when we had a massive flood. It was like 913 mm of rain, 91 centimeters of rain in a single day in 24 hours. And I thought I, as a leader, have to lead from the front. So I stepped into my car, I put all my people inside, and I said, I'm going into the villages to see how the flood situation is. Everybody warned me, senior people warned me, no, you have to be here. You have to be here to guide us, to tell us what to do, to give instructions to the team, to the rescue forces, to the police, to the fire. No, I said, I'm going. I went there and I lost my way. I couldn't return. The entire rivers were flooded. The entire area, there were landslips and landfalls. The chief minister wanted to connect with me to inquire about the situation in the district. The collector was missing. Collector could not be found because the towers had all gone. There was no network. Finally, they had to send a helicopter to rescue the collector. What a bad decision that was. What a bad decision. I did not listen, but then I went in front of my team and I apologized. I said, I didn't listen to your words, I'm sorry. That taught me a very important lesson, that I have to be humble enough to listen to people who have had prior experiences, who have had good experiences. So that I learned a lesson there. And the good part was that I communicated with the public that they own any initiative that the district administration takes. Today, if you step into Ooty, every taxi driver there, every tea stall owner will tell you why they are not using plastics. So that was an ownership. That I don't own it. I don't think that it is because of me. They just saw why this is being done. We help them see that why certain measures are being introduced and why it needs to be done. It is their place. Their children are going to live there. Their grandchildren are going to live there. We will be there just for 2 years, 3 years, and then we are gone. But who's owning that place? And who has to be responsible for the eco awareness, the conservation efforts that needs to be there? So that kind of communication helped there. And now, in the recent, my avatar as the Managing Director of Tamilnadu Skill Development Corporation, we built a very young team. I had the opportunity of selecting my team, a very inspired young team, where we had a massive objective before us. We had to upskill 1 million students every year. It was a huge, Herculean task. But then when we got the team to see the purpose behind what they were doing, I'm here reminded of John F. Kennedy's visit to NASA. He saw a janitor mopping up the floor, and he stepped aside and asked the janitor, "Why are you doing what you're doing?" The janitor proudly replied, "I am helping put a man on the moon." He was just mopping the floor. So whatever little you do, when you see the greater purpose, why you're doing it, I think the entire team will keep doing what they have to do. And there has to be role clarity. There has to be the purpose they have to see the purpose in doing what they're doing. Absolutely everything will fall in line. We don't have to re-communicate this every time. Your values, your communication, if it is consistent with the integrity and the values that you stand for, and when you set the purpose, then the team gets going. Now I've left the organization. I'm in another, last 3 months I've been posted as Commissioner Technical Education, but Nan Mudalvan is still as strong as ever. I'm sure it will be because there's a team that is behind it. The entire people, they know what they're doing. So here in my present position as Commissioner Technical Education, I want to imbibe the policies, the structure that Toastmaster conference has evolved. The structure is very good, and I'm very pleased and privileged to be part of this great gathering. Thank you very much. Thank you, Toastmaster team, for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Innocent Divya ma'am, for your amazing speech. We request you to stay on stage. I also request our conference chair and the district trio to come onto the stage to felicitate Innocent Divya ma'am.
District 120 is absolutely honored to give to you an award and a stamp that was done by us for the centennial year along with the shawl.